Hello everyone, welcome to the next video of data structure and algorithm. So in the previous video we have seen the step-by-step conversion of infix expression to postfix expression using stack. So how to implement that particular concept that we'll see in this video. So we'll write the C program to convert infix to postfix. Okay, so this is very crucial program and some interesting also. So you have to be careful while writing the program. Okay. So conversion from infix to postfix expression. The header file has been included. So as we'll deal with symbols, so my character stack will be of character type. Okay. So I'm declaring everything as globally because in many functions we'll use all these variables. So that's why we have declared it as global variable. So what we need actually, we need one infix expression and we'll convert to postfix expression. Okay, but as you are writing the program of stack, we need to enter the size of the stack first of all. If you have not understood the concept of stack, kindly go through the previous videos so that you can understand why I am declaring this stack, why this top is -1, and why I am entering this size. Okay, it will be easier for you to understand this code after watching the video of stack programming. Okay, so as for our requirement, first of all, I have entered the size of the stack. Now, whenever I'm writing this particular program, I'm assuming that I'll enter the infix expression as a single character or single symbol or single digit. Okay, so I'm not writing the program for multiple digits. It's like 11, 12. I'm not writing like that. I'm writing 1 plus 2 plus 3 kind of single digit number or single alphabet. Okay, so for clarification to the users, let us write down that assume the infix expression contains single letter variables and single digit numbers. Okay, so this is for clarification from our side. We have written so that while providing the input, nobody will face any kind of problem or confusion. Okay, so then I'm asking the user enter the infix expression. Okay, so after reading this particular input or statement, now instantly the user will provide one string as input and will be stored in infix character array. Okay, so I hope everyone has understood why ampersand you am not providing for string, because string contains its own address. Okay, so I'll use one function infix to postfix. So one user defined function will define where I am providing the strings as argument, that is infix and postfix. Okay, after this user defined function, I'll write down finally what is the objective. I have taken the input in infix. After executing this function, my postfix expression will contain the resultant string. Okay, so I can print also that postfix expression equal to postfix. Okay, so this is what our normal methodology. Okay, so now we'll define infix to postfix function. Okay, so here also infix underscore. So whenever I'm passing one character array, I have to catch with another character array postfix expression. Okay. Process to convert infix to postfix. Clear? So let me write down the comment line so that it will be easier for you to understand why I'm writing which function. Clear? So here I'll use some functions. So let me use some variables also. Clear? Why I'll use will also discuss, not a problem. Clear? So first of all, I'm using the push function because I'll use what? Stack. Clear? So I'm just pushing on left bracket. Why I'm pushing, I'll tell you whenever the program will continue. Okay, so I have to push a left bracket. Now whenever I'm using push, so push is not a predefined function, it's a user defined function. So what I need to do, whenever I'm passing a character, I have to catch also one character. So I will catch, and we know what is the use of push operation. First of all, I'll check whether stack overflow condition is coming or not. Otherwise, what you need to do, top will be incremented by 1 and stack of top, I'll keep my item. Okay, so what I am doing here, first I am just entering one left bracket inside the stack. Clear? Because whenever any kind of operations I'll do, my stack should not be empty, first of all. Otherwise, underflow condition will be encountered. So first of all, before doing any kind of operations, I'm just keeping the left bracket at the end of the stack, first of all. Okay. After that, I am just keeping a right bracket to know that this is what the end of the infix expression. Okay. So string concatenation predefined function we can use infix underscore expression, then right bracket. Okay. So what we have done? So whenever any infix expression, suppose we are giving as input b minus c d. Clear? So this is available in a character array. Okay. So at the end, I am just keeping a right bracket so that whenever the processing will be done in the stack, I am entering left bracket. At the end, I'll just entering the right bracket. So what will happen? So whenever I'll encounter this right bracket, any number of operators are there on the stack. I need to make the stack empty. So this right bracket I'll encounter, all the symbols will be popped, will be entering to the postfix, and then I have to discard both. Okay, so that's why this left bracket has been pushed in the stack and right bracket has been concatenated at the end of the infix expression. Okay, because after the end of all the operations, my stack needs to be empty. Clear? If you're having any doubt, you can watch the previous video where we have seen that whenever I'll encounter any right bracket, what are the operations we are doing. Okay, and including you can watch the last step while making the stack empty. So to make the stack empty, I'm keeping a left bracket in the stack, right bracket in the infix expression. Okay, so I'll start processing from 0th index. So that means one infix, I will point to infix and j will point to postfix. Clear? So first of all, I'll scan one by one. So from where? From the left side. So left side means from index 0. Okay. So to which index I is pointing, that particular character I am storing at item. Okay. So this process will continue till the end of the string. So that means still I am not encountering the null character /0. Okay. So if you have run the string programs in by using C language, then you know that the string ends with a null character /0. Okay. So till the null character has not been encountered, I'll just go on processing. I'll extract one character. I'll check any condition will be satisfied. accordingly I have to convert. Okay. So I'll check if item equal to left bracket. So if the symbol I have encountered from infix expression is a left bracket, nothing to do. Just push the item into the stack because we don't need any kind of comparison. Clear? After that, if my item will be a digit, how I'll know that? For that, I'm just using a predefined function each digit. Okay, and I'm passing the variable or symbol as item. Okay, or each alpha is another predefined function which will recognize now this is one single alphabet. Okay, so if both are true, then what I need to do, whether it's a number or it's a alphabet, that means that will be considered as operand. And whenever I'll encounter operand, directly I'll store in postfix. Okay, and after that I'm incrementing j because next time any value I'll encounter, that will be stored sequentially in the postfix expression. Okay, so two cases we have encountered. First, if I am encountering left bracket, I'm sending to stack. If I'm encountering any alphabet or any digit, then directly I'm storing in the postfix. Okay, otherwise, if my item is an operator, how to check? Now I'll write down one user defined function to check whether the symbol I have encountered is operator or not. Okay, so let me write down first. So whenever I'm encountering one operator, I'll write down integer is operator. Okay, I'll encounter one character and catch one. Okay, so that means each operator, let me check, each operator is a user defined function which will accept, clear, the item which is a character and it will be stored in symbol. Clear? I'll check here if this symbol is equal to this one, or this symbol is equal to division. Let me copy so that it will be much more faster. Okay, so next one is multiplication, next one is modulus, minus, and plus. Okay, so if one of them has been encountered, that means if these are out of these particular symbols means operators, then I'll return 1. Okay, otherwise I'll return 0. Clear? So that means whenever I want to check whether the scan symbol is an operator or not, I'll call the each operator function by passing the argument or passing the character. It will come here. It will be called by the symbol variable or character variable. Then I'll check out of one condition. If it is true, then I'll return 1. Otherwise, I'll return 0. That's why the return type of the function I have kept as integer. Okay. So if 1 is being written, that means these are operators. So that means if operator I am encountering, so what I'll do first, I'll pop the stack topmost symbol because I have to compare the priority of the stackmost symbol with the priority of the scan symbol. Clear? Till what? Till the condition is satisfying. What is the condition? Now, whatever I have popped from the stack top, if it is also one operator and precedence of that your stack top symbol is greater than equal to precedence of item. Okay, so what is precedence here? Now precedence also one user defined function. Okay, that also will write down, which will return the priority. Okay, so precedence is also one priority. So here also it will just catch the symbol whatever I am passing here. You check here, precedence of x. What is that x? X is nothing but it is also a character. What is item? Item is also a character. So we are calling the precedence function, and this precedence function will catch the symbol, and then the priority will be written. And here we have to just write some nested if else condition. What is that? Now if my symbol is this one, then return the highest value 3. Okay, else if this is suppose multiplication, then return 2. But here I can add some more conditions, or symbol equal to division, or symbol equal to modulus, then I can return 2. Okay, else if my symbol is equal to plus, or symbol equal to minus, then I can return 1, else return 0. Okay, so that means my precedence function will accept a character, and it will check which character or which operator I have encountered. So accordingly the priority will be written. So 3 is the highest priority for power, then 2 is for multiplication, division and modulus, 1 is for plus and minus, and for rest it is 0. Okay, so now we can continue that. If I am just doing the pop, see I have encountered the operator, then once the operator I'll encounter, what I need to do, the stack top, suppose the stack top contains this much, then suppose plus, then multiplication, then suppose power. Okay, now this is what the stack top condition currently. What I have encountered, this x is my power, suppose. Okay, so what I need to do now, suppose item I have encountered as, suppose okay, so suppose the item whatever we have scanned, and now we are getting the value of item as suppose modulus. Okay, so what is on the stack top? Now I am doing the pop operation. This x is currently containing this one. So whenever I am doing pop means this is coming out. Okay, now I am checking whether this popped character is a operator or not. Yes, because this will return 1. Then precedence of x is 3, because it will return the priority 3. Now it will compare with the priority of modulus. Priority of modulus is 2. So 3 greater than equal to 2. So both the conditions are returning true. This is also returning true. This is also returning true. Okay, so what I need to do, now whatever the pop symbol I am getting, that I need to transfer to postfix. Okay, and after that what I need to do, I'll again pop this one, multiplication. Again I'll check multiplication is the operator. Yes, precedence of multiplication is 2. Precedence of scanned symbol modulus is 2. 2 greater than equal to 2. True. So again I have to move this multiplication. After that, I'll pop plus. Plus is operator. Yes. Precedence of plus is 1. 1 greater than equal to 2 because modulus operator is 2 precedence. So 1 greater than equal to 2 false. That means I'll conclude that now these two operators power and multiplication will be moved to postfix. Also this plus has been popped, so it is now out of the stack. So what I need to do before keeping this modulus, first of all, I'll keep this plus. So first I'll push plus, then I'll push modulus. Okay. So based upon this particular logic, now I'll just write down the program. Okay. So what I need to do, if the condition is true, postfix expression j equal to x, whatever I have popped. Okay. Then j plus plus, and again I'll pop the symbol. Okay. So we have not written the code for pop. So let me write down the code for pop operation. Okay. So what I'll write down inside the pop, then a pop function will give me the stack of character. Okay. So character item. First of all, I'll check for underflow. So if top is less than 0. Okay. Less than 0 means printf stack underflow. Okay. Otherwise, item equal to stack top, clear, and then top minus minus return item. Okay. So this is what the use of pop function. Pop will check stack underflow. If not, then the stack top character or alphabet or symbol, whatever you can say, will be, or operator will be returned to item, then top minus minus, then that value will be returned. Okay. And this is what we are writing here. Clear. Now once this operation will be over, then once this operation will be over, my while loop will be over, I have to first push x because that was popped and the condition was failed because the precedence is not greater. But as it is popped from the stack, first of all I need to keep that one. After that I'll push the new scan symbol. Okay. So hope this is clear for everyone. Okay. Now the last one. What is that? Now if I am encountering right bracket. Okay. So whenever I'll encounter right bracket, the same process I'll continue. What I'll do? I'll pop one by one character. Okay. I'll pop one by one character from where? From the stack till what? Till this x is not equal to left bracket, because till I am not encountering left bracket, I'll continue my process. So everything whatever I'll pop, I'll keep on the postfix. Okay. So that is my x, I'll keep. After that, what I'll do? Now j plus plus, and then again I'll pop. Okay. And this process will continue. Clear. Once my else, and finally, suppose none of the case is satisfied, that means my expression is invalid. Invalid expression. Okay. And if invalid expression I have entered, then I have to exit from the program. Clear. So when all the cases are over, then I'll scan the next symbol I plus plus, and then item equal to infix expression I, because we have started from I equal to 0. First character I have encountered. Then after checking all the conditions, next I have to go for the next one. Clear. Now this is what end of while. The process will continue finally. Okay. And once This process is over. Postfix conversion has been done. As this is one string, so postfix of j will be given manually the null character to end the string. Okay, so just let me just tell you the brief of the program once again. So this is very crucial and something very interesting also. First, I am entering the size of the stack. Then I am entering the infix expression string. Then I am calling the user defined function infix to postfix, where infix and postfix both I am passing. Okay, and expecting that the expression will be converted to postfix. So I am just printing the resultant. Okay. Now, once I am calling the infix to postfix, here I am catching with infix expression and postfix expression, two arrays of character. Then first I am keeping or doing the push operation for stack, the left bracket, and the right bracket I am concatenating one character or as a string inside the infix expression. To start from the starting symbol I equal to 0, and to store the value in postfix I am just initializing j equal to 0. So first symbol I have stored in item. Then I am checking all the possible cases till the null character. Okay. So item, if it is left bracket, directly push. Whether it's a digit or alphabet, I am checking. It's a predefined function. So directly I'm sending into postfix. Any operation I'm doing in postfix, I'm implementing j instantly. Then I'm checking whether this is an operator or not. If this is an operator, then I'll do the processing accordingly. If this is a left bracket, then I'll do the process accordingly. While operator I'm checking, I'm using a user defined function here, just catching the symbol and checking if it is satisfying one of the criteria, then I'm returning 1, otherwise it will return 0. Similarly, to check the priority, I'm catching the symbol, and accordingly the symbol I'm just setting some values. Okay, and in push for function I'm just doing the normal stack operation. Clear? Now as we are using some predefined functions in our program, then let me add some header files. Okay, so as I'm using some exit function, so stdlib dot h. Okay, then for each digit, each alphabet, this is known as c type dot h. The header file will determine or keep the normal functions. Okay, for concatenation I have used one predefined function, so this is for string dot h. Okay, so adding all the header files, so this is infix to postfix. Okay, so let me run it and check. Okay, so let us run this program and check. Okay, so it is asking for the size of stack, suppose 20, and then you are giving the clear instruction to the user that you have to enter either single letter variables or single letter constants. Okay, so suppose a plus b minus c to the power e division d. Okay, whatever may be. Okay, check here. So infix expression we have given, and then it is just generating the postfix expression. Clear? So I hope everyone is clear about the program. Just try this program step by step and get the output. And also you can test with some bracket. Okay, so example with bracket. Now the overall procedure, whatever you have followed in this program for implementation, the same thing you have written step by step. Okay, that you have to keep the left bracket on the stack, right bracket to the end of the infix, and then this you have to just from left to right, you have to scan one by one symbol till the stack is not empty. Okay, so if operand you are getting, then add to postfix. If left bracket you are getting, then you have to send to stack. If operator you are getting, then you have to follow some steps. Okay, if right parenthesis you are getting, you have to follow some steps, and then you have to remove the left parenthesis. Okay, so we can discuss the algorithm first, then we can implement the program. But while implementing the program, we will get a lot of idea what is actually infix to postfix conversion and how to do that. And then you can easily understand what is this algorithm is all about. Okay, so hope you have enjoyed the entire programming. So thank you everyone for watching this.